How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is wrapping up its Essential Pick sale as well as its games under $20 sale. Want to highlight deals under $10 that I would recommend. These two sales are both ending on March the 29th, so both of them have a couple more days left. I imagine after these two sales cycle out, we are going to get a major spring sale or something like that. Given the fact that we had the remasters and retro sale, I think there was another sale, and then there was the Capcom publisher sale, and all that phased out, and nothing took its place in replacing that, which is very atypical when it comes to how Sony and the PlayStation Store does things. That's just my hypothesis. Listen, this isn't rocket science. I kind of have been following this stuff for a while, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. So, yeah, bear that in mind. If you don't pick up anything now, there's going to be a ton more stuff in the coming days and weeks. So, let's get started. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration is always an easy recommendation. 80% off for $5.99. This is, in my opinion, the best Tomb Raider game of all time. I often say the best Tomb Raider game since the reboot, but let's be real, since the reboot, these games have just been killer with each outing. I know Shadow of the Tomb Raider had its issues. Tomb Raider 2013 was really good, but Rise of the Tomb Raider built upon everything good about Tomb Raider 2013, and it expanded it quite a bit. Like, if you want to do all the content in this game, there's a sizable amount to do. Narrative is rather strong. The gameplay is really good as well. 20-year celebration edition does add some stuff, but overall, really solid pickup for $6. It's a no-brainer. Highly recommend ROTR. Moving on from that, we have Darksiders Furies collection, War and Death. Now, this includes Darksiders War Mastered, War's Redemption, and Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, Death's Revenge. Darksiders 1 and 2 essentially upgraded, remastered, all that good stuff. For $6, I think this is a really good deal. Essentially, you're getting each game for $3 a pop, and I think that's the perfect price. Darksiders 1, I really enjoyed. Darksiders 2, personally speaking, not as much, but still a rather good game. Like, I haven't played these games in a long time, but they're both, from my recollection, rather, good action titles. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they're good action titles that at this price point, I think they're both well worth a play, and they're not super lengthy, so if you want to get in, have a good time with two games you can complete fairly quickly, you can do exactly that with Darksiders Furies collection, so check that out. Alright, moving on from that, definitely want to give a shout out to Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, 75% off for $9.99. Now, I want to give this a mention given the fact that Fallout 4 is scheduled for an upgrade later this year. If you just saw what happened to The Witcher 3 with its upgrade, a lot of you guys are upset that you didn't pick up that upgrade, or you didn't pick up that game prior to the upgrade dropping, and then it did get its price jacked up whenever it goes on sale. I don't know if that's going to be the case with Fallout 4, but, if past is prologue, if it happens with The Witcher 3, if they do a good job with the Fallout 4 upgrade, that could happen, and this is the Game of the Year edition with all of the additional content, the DLC. I could easily see them shooting this game's price up to $19.99 on sale after the upgrade comes out. So why not pick up the upgrade, or why not pick up the game right now? Fallout 4 to me wasn't a blowaway title. I still thought it was good. I just think Fallout 3 and New Vegas were at such a high level that Fallout 4, not as good as those two games, but still pretty good. It's not a super lengthy game, but, in the case of Bethesda games, it's really up to your devices in terms of how long you want these games to be, if you want to do all the content and whatnot. $9.99 I think is a good pickup, and again, you'll probably want to pick this up before the upgrade comes out, but probably play it after the upgrade drops, because there's a lot of technical issues as far as the PS4 release, and hopefully a lot of that is going to be remedied. It's a Bethesda open world game, not everything is going to be remedied, but still going to be worthwhile a playthrough. Moving on from that, Ratchet Clank 2016, 50% off for $9.99. Now remember, I believe this is a part of the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection, so if you have a PS5, you have PS Plus, you can add this game to your library now, and it'll be yours forever, I believe as long as you're a Plus subscriber. But do bear in mind that that Plus Instant Game Collection is going to be phased out sometime in May, so just bear all of that in mind. If you want to avoid all that and you want this game in your library to own, $9.99 for Ratchet Clank 2016 is really good. Obviously, from a technical standpoint, Rift Apart does lap Ratchet 2016 quite a bit, but Ratchet 2016 is still a solid game, man. It still has all that quirkiness, all that zaniness, the crazy weapons, and a lot of fun as well. The over-the-top action gameplay as well looks fantastic on PS5 on top of that, so definitely worthwhile to go and play this. If the only Ratchet game you have played is Rift Apart, go back and play Ratchet 2016. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. A reimagining of the original Ratchet & Clank title from PS2, so hopefully at some point we'll get, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, maybe even Deadlocked playable on PS4 and PS5, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But for now, Ratchet 2016 not a bad pickup. Next up, we have Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus Digital Deluxe Edition, 85% off for $9. Wolfenstein 2 is a really enjoyable first-person shooter. You know, it definitely has its wackiness, and as is the case with Wolfenstein, that's kind of to be expected. It's also got a plethora of DLC packs included with the Digital Deluxe Edition, so for $9, not a bad pickup, and you do have a relatively lengthy single-player campaign here. It's single-player only, but you guys know the deal with first-person shooters. Sometimes the campaigns aren't all too lengthy, but in the case of Wolfenstein 2, I thought it was a rather good game. Just expect a little bit of wackiness by the end, and that's kind of a staple of Wolfenstein. $9 for Wolfenstein 2, however, I think is a great deal, and I would give it a look. Next up, we have Dream, 60% off for $7.99. Man, oh man, this is one game that I feel like Sony does not do as good of a job as they can in terms of promoting the game. I have seen a variety of different ideas in getting this game out into, you know, the public eye a little bit more. Obviously, one of the easiest ways is throw this game into PlayStation Plus Extra. I don't know why that hasn't happened. I saw the idea from somebody, I forget who it was, but the idea of bundling Dreams in with every PlayStation 5 console, I just think that's a fantastic idea. My apologies. I read that idea somewhere, I think, on social media, and I was just like, that's a great idea. Whatever it takes to get more people playing Dreams, it is such a unique and captivating experience that obviously the whole idea of this game and all of Media Molecule's outings is creativity. But even if you're like me and creativity isn't your strong suit, the idea is you go and you experience other people's immense creativity, and there are some tremendous experiences that have been cultivated just through the usage of Dreams and its creation suite, and it's rather remarkable. We saw what Media Molecule offered with the original Little Big Planet. The levels people made in LBP 1 back in the PS3 days in 2008, some of those levels were just incredible, and already, you know, I was a teenager back then, and I was like, damn, yo, I got no hope in life to be as creative as these people. And Dreams is once again a very big eye-opener to that as well, just on a bigger scale. $7.99 is a great price. There's a free trial available, but I would just say for $8, that's a really good deal, and I would give it a look. Next up, we have Slay the Spire, 60% off for $9.99. I picked this game up back when it was early access on Steam. Right at the end of the early access period, I picked it up, and initially I looked at it and I was like, yo, a card game combined with a roguelike deck builder? Like, what is this nonsense? And then you play Slay the Spire, and then you realize it's anything but nonsense. It's an incredibly addicting and captivating game that requires a lot of strategy, because initially when I was playing it, I was like, okay, yeah, this seems very straightforward, but then you realize it's all about picking the right cards at the right times, and you know, creating the right deck in the most opportune time. And Slay the Spire is just a very, very creative game. If you're remotely into card games, I would say Slay the Spire is a unique take on that. At this point, there's been a lot of these deck building roguelikes that have come out. I don't know if Slay the Spire was necessarily the first one, but it was definitely one that got a lot of attention, and I put a lot of hours into it. And I didn't even put as many hours as some of my boys did. One of my friends got super into it and sunk in like over 150 hours onto the PC version, and he was just like super into it. But yeah, it's a very addicting game, and $9.99 I think is a great price for it. Next up, you guys know this video wouldn't be complete if Gravity Rush 2 is on sale. We're giving Gravity Rush 2 a mention, 50% off for $9.99. You know, probably one of the most one of the PlayStation exclusives that didn't get the justice it deserved from a commercial standpoint. Such a unique game, such a captivating art style, great sound design. I can go on and on about Gravity Rush in terms of its gameplay, its world design, character design, etc., etc. It is so good. The PlayStation Vita version, you can make the argument that, hey, it was on the PlayStation Vita. A game like that is just relegated to a platform that was not that popular. But then Gravity Rush 2 was on PlayStation 4, and it still didn't, you know, resonate at a high level, which is so disappointing. At this point, highly doubt we'll ever see a Gravity Rush 3, but at the very least, we can appreciate that Gravity Rush 2 did come to fruition, and it was a tremendous game. Quite a bit of content in this game as well, and this is a significant improvement from the first game as well. I think, you know, powers that be, whoever makes the decisions at Sony, I think it would do them a lot of good in porting this game to PC. I really think this game would get a second win with a PC release, much like something like a Valkyria Chronicles did on a PC. Just, I think in a 2023 audience, for a new for this game to see a new release. There's something in the back of my head that just is telling me this game, that there's still hope for this game to really pop off. I don't know, maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part, but man, I just want more people to play Gravity Rush 2 because it's a remarkable game and it just does not get the love that it absolutely deserves, which is just a bummer. You know, sometimes you can make a great game, it can be a super unique game, a super stylish game, and it's just not gonna pop off in the way that, you know, deserve is a word that I think we need to eliminate out of our dictionary. Sometimes it just is what it is. But in the case of Gravity Rush 2, let me just say it deserved a lot more sales than ultimately it got. And again, I don't think we'll ever get a GR3. Nevertheless, go check out that one. My rambling is done. Alright, next up, Walking Dead, the complete first season. 60% off for $6. Kind of pricey for Walking Dead, the complete first season. I know, like, have it be me to say $6 is too much for one of the best narrative-driven games of all time, but nonetheless, I would still say if you never played the Telltale Walking Dead games, obviously you want to go sequentially. The complete first season is fantastic. First of all, it's a super easy platinum trophy if you're into that, but it is a fantastic, fantastic game, emotionally gripping. One of those games that, yes, when I played this way back in the day when it initially came out, I think I played it after the first season wrapped up. I cried at the end of the game, which is whatever. Like, if you want to roast me for that, fine. I was a wee lad back then, but it's just a fantastic game, very emotionally gripping, and just enjoyed it immensely. A lot of people would say this is Telltale's best outing. You can make an argument for this. Season 2 is really good as well, and Wolf Among Us, I think those are the three that most people would gravitate towards, although honorable mention to Tales from the Borderlands, because that one was quite good as well. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to Frostpunk Console Edition, 80% off for $6. It is available through Plus Extra. The complete collection, by the way, for Frostpunk is on sale for $12.59. That'll get you the season pass with a lot of bonus content. I know that breaks our $10 price threshold, but that's pretty good as well. Frostpunk, obviously an 11-bit studio setup. They did this War of Mine. They're working on Frostpunk 2 right now, and this is a game that's very much driven by its emotionally gripping decision-making. Like, 11-bit does a great job in creating these games where you have to make these decisions that ultimately are always going to have consequences, and that's what they do a really good job in making these games that are these kind of, you know, strategy titles. These strategy sim games, and they also do a great job in immersing you into the world and the background of Frostpunk, and they do a great job with this. I'm really excited to see where they take Frostpunk 2, because they did a great job with this one, and they're one of the more underrated studios, and they also publish a lot of great stuff as well, so a lot of credit to them. And again, if you do already have the base game, you can check out the season pass, which is on sale for $8.49, or you could outright buy the complete collection for $12.59, and also available through Plus Extra. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available right now. Obviously, like I said, kind of predicting that we're in for a big major sale this coming week because of what I mentioned at the top of this video. But that'll do it for me. Cover those sales when and if they do happen. But sound off with all of your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.